Hey guys, Alex here. I told you in my previous video with the Evil Within, the first one I was playing, that I was gonna make a video about movies I like to watch around the time of Halloween, which basically is all of October, which is my favorite month. Um, Movies I'm picking are ones that have been deemed bad but have gotten a cult following, but there are ones that I truly enjoy. Some of them couldn't make it to this video because some of my friends are borrowing them. But let's get started off almost in alphabetical order, starting with the Alien Anthology, all the Alien films. Now, for me personally, the only Alien movies I truly do like have been Alien 1 and Alien 2. Alien 3 is it's okay. It has some certain parts that I really enjoy. Alien Resurrection was just a dumb action movie. Um, of course, I mean, Prometheus isn't in this one. Neither is Alien Covenant. Prometheus I thought was decent. Alien Covenant, if you know my channel, I did a complete rant on it. I gave it a C. But the Blu-ray actually did clean up everything, which is really sad to say. Which was, why didn't they put some of those things in the film? We'll never know. It's Hollywood. But Alien's a good one, especially if somebody who hasn't watched it that you know, get them into it, because it's a good haunted house in space where nobody can hear you scream. Let's keep it going. And of course, I'm ditching alphabetical order. I just got these off my shelf, which is just in genre order. But this one is one that is one of my favorites. And for some reason, it's getting a bad rap. I don't understand why. But that movie is The Mummy. Bring it up there for you. I got this one on Black Friday because I love that Universal comic book style. I got Jurassic Park, which is another one of my favorites. But this one, I don't understand why it got a bad rap. Everybody says like it's just trying to be like Indiana Jones, but it'll do. And to me, it felt as an adventure movie, but also a mummy movie with humor. It knows what it is. It knows what it is. And plus, it's a really good remake of the Boris Karloff one. It gives really good nods and winks to the original. I did enjoy the second one. The third one, we all know, not that great. But I also made a video talking about the recent reboot. It wasn't really a remake of the Tom Cruise Mummy, which got a lot of hate, which I can understand the hate, but I thought it was actually a really decent film, as being completely different from this one. Yes, they took the sand thing from it, but it was being a movie of its own. And that film I did enjoy, but this one, saw it when I was 9. Brendan Fraser is amazing. He needs to make a comeback in films. But as the trailer did say, when I saw the trailer in theaters, going to go see, I think Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt, because I remember going to go see Prince of Egypt with my dad in '98. There was a trailer for this. There was also a trailer for Star Wars Episode 1. This one blew my mind, and it said, in that trailer, it said, it's the adventure that will live for all time. It is the adventure that will live for all time. And it's a really good watch, especially during this time of the month. Gonna go on to Stephen King. Now, which we all know, some Stephen King adaptations into film aren't all that well. Some of them are deemed to be guilty pleasures, sleepwalkers. Other ones are crash and burn, but I happen to enjoy it because it falls in that cabin in the woods. And also, that is a Dreamcatcher for Blu-ray. Now, Dreamcatcher was probably the very first book I read of Steve King. The second one was 12 Past Midnight. But Dreamcatcher, reading the book, it's like, this can't be a movie. I couldn't see it as a movie. But the movie is an okay adaptation of the book. There are a lot of things they missed in the movie. But the movie is so goofy, it's so tongue-in-cheek that I can't help but enjoy it. I enjoyed this film. It's stupid. It's hilarious. I mean, shit weasels. I mean, it turns out to be a weird, odd fantasy film, of course, where everybody has like a psychic ability in Steve King's universe. Um, and then it goes to Cabin in the Woods, creepy atmosphere, really disgusting, that bathroom scene. And then all of a sudden it ditches that to go to action, in action. But that's kind of the same tone with the book. But the book adds more, and of course, book is always better than the movie, as we all know. But that's another good one to watch around Halloween, especially if you have one of those friends who's kind of really sensitive about that stuff. I mean, I watched it with a group of people a few years back at college, and some of them really didn't feel like they could go to the bathroom just after that one scene. But I deeply enjoy it. Dreamcatcher, man. Give it a watch. If you haven't, comment. Tell me what you think of the movie. And of course, speaking of Cabin in the Woods, of course, got to go to Evil Dead. The one that started all. And I love these metal bookcases. I'm trying to get more of them for Blu-ray. It's just the art style on them are always so good. I love them. But how can you not go wrong? I mean, this movie is... It terrified me because I first got introduced to the Evil Dead series with Army of Darkness. And then when I went to go see this one, I was only 14 at the time. And it did freak me out. I'm like, oh shit. It's like the part that still makes me cringe to this day is when the sister gets possessed and she stabs one of the girls. She stabs Linda near the Achilles tendon. And just the church. It's so fake, but it's still, yeah. But overall, just a good classic. And we're gonna move on to another one that's basically a reboot, but also still titled a sequel. Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. Another great classic that's even actually better than the original. Bruce Campbell's just a great performance. I love the audio commentary on this movie. It's hilarious. And also to hear what things were going on back then when they were making the prosthetics and everything. But that's another good watch. Do an Evil Dead marathon. And of course, last but not least, Army of Darkness. I don't know why this movie was also on the another 30 scary movie moments on Bravo, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't understand why this one was on there, but it's a good thing it was, because this movie is just hilarious, action-packed, and there are some disturbing things. The one part that really still creeped me out when I first watched it when I was a kid, yeah, I was probably, I think I was 9. No, I was 10 when I probably watched this on TV, is when he starts to grow the eyeball on his shoulder, and he's like, It's kind of creeped me out just a bit, but overall, just a really, and it's a screwhead edition. I need to get my hands on the one that has the bootleg edition, where basically Bruce Campbell's picture looks like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though this one he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But he's our hero of horror. And also, I do enjoy Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV series. That's a really good one. I hope they continue with it. And of course, cartoon-wise, because I love cartoons, being a child of the 90s, growing up in 90, always watching cartoons from the 80s that still extended on to the mid-90s. This one, I love and enjoy, that my girlfriend got me. It was on Netflix, and I don't think it's still on there. But I remember watching so many of these. The Ghostbusters. The real Ghostbusters, which is a really cool twist, is that the cartoon actually came after the movie, and these characters became so popular, they all look different. And they said, they're going to make a movie about us. I think it was like maybe in the 5th or 6th episode, that they're going to make a movie about them. And they're actually at the premiere watching the live adaptation, which is the movie we all know that came out first. But yeah, it's volumes 1 through 5, and I just love it. Slimer's hilarious. Can never go wrong with Slimer. But I would always watch ScoobyDoo and then watch this. Just really good. And then speaking of another Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And yes, I have seen the new Ghostbusters. It was average. It wasn't a great movie. I laughed a couple of times, but you could just tell that there was something in the background where none of them were happy making the film. None of them were really happy making that film. And it saddens me because I was hoping it was going to be one of those movies where the trailer sucks, but maybe the movie's good. You know, Happy Death Day. The trailer looked silly and dumb, but yet it appealed to me, and then the movie was actually good. But yeah, it's like, original one, always awesome. Second one, I enjoyed the second one for what it gave. I mean, especially you have the Blu-ray edition, it goes through like all the actors' biopics. And I think it also has a, let's see here, like posters, storyboards. It was really cool. I'm a storyboard guy. I love that art. And of course, skipping to zombies. I don't have the original one with me right now, Night of the Living Dead, but I do have the Tom Savini version. Now I remember seeing bits and pieces of this on TV when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. Of course, I was 6 and I was flipping through channels when my mom and my sisters weren't around. And I saw it, and it's one of those times where you have to flip back and forth, just to say it's like, okay, is the scary part done yet? Yeah, the scary part was when the mother went downstairs, and I knew something was wrong with that daughter, and of course the creepy part happens. But anyway, it was a really good remake. This thing has been remade, no pun intended, to death, and needs to stop. To me, the only best is the original George Romero, and also this one. This one is like an alternate version of what we wanted Barbara to be. You know, we didn't want her to be that scared blonde girl that got traumatized. She was traumatized in the movie, but then she overcame it. She became strong, which I really enjoyed. Plus, watching this, it feels like I can see the inspiration for Resident Evil. I mean, hello, Resident Evil. And that one, of course, they got the original Dawn of the Dead. Of course, classic. Can go on about this. I'm trying to speed this up because YouTube being 15 minutes only. But what more can you say about Dawn of the Dead that inspired Dead Rising, Resident Evil 2 with Leon's cop suit? You know, it just goes on and on from there, and it is a good classic. I did enjoy the Zack Snyder remake that I don't have with me. Of course, still keeping the zombie trend going. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. My very first time I watched a Scooby-Doo movie. Actually, that's a lie. Actually, I remember I don't know if that's a Scooby-Doo movie. Is Scooby-Doo and Batman, and also Scooby-Doo and the Three Stooges. Again, love Scooby-Doo. Of course, love Velma. She's awesome. And also another with the zombie trend is Night of the Creeps. If you watch this movie, you get a lot of the humor, and also you get what probably influenced Slither, because it pretty much is kind of Slither. And also the taglines like, the good news is your dates are here, the bad news is they're dead. It's those 80 movies that are just guilty pleasure fun, and they were made to be funny. Okay, let's keep going. Another one that was mocking the genre back in the 80s, Monster Squad. Now, I got the DVD that doesn't have any special features, but I just love that cover. That's just a good cover. I love it. People talked about this endlessly. I need to get my hands on the Blu-ray, but it's another good Halloween movie. Plus, it kind of feels like it takes place on Halloween. And the last but not least, the one that's probably the worst of all the bunch that people probably will comment on my video, Stay Alive. Now, when I saw this movie, the trailers for this, when my brother-in-law took me to go see Underworld Evolution, I thought about it being really stupid. It isn't until like years later people said this movie is actually so bad that it's good. And it actually is true. It is so bad that it's good. But no way in hell do gamers play a game. It's like, well, where are you going, man? I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out. It's just so bad. Visual effects are bad, but it's just entertaining. And plus it kind of makes me want to know if they would ever make a video game, an actual video game of Stay Alive. But anyway, that's at least half of the movies I like to watch during this time of month. There's several more. I might do another video for you guys tomorrow, but let me know what you think of my little collection right here that I just showed you. What are you guys watching during this month of October? Click subscribe. Let me know. Again, thanks guys for watching. See you guys on the next video.